This is CBC Winnipeg News.
The reality is that people who evacuate in Manitoba now will be heading to congregate shelters for the most part.
Thousands more forced from their homes by flames, but with not enough hotel rooms to go around, the province moves to set up shelters. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. It's the worst wildfire season on record in at least the last 3 decades, and the situation is getting more dire. Thousands more people have been forced to flee their homes immediately. And for the second time in a matter of weeks, Manitoba has declared a province-wide state of emergency. CBC's Rosanna Hempel has the latest.
Oh no. Manitoba's premier is asking for calm and help as the province declares a second state of emergency in as many months.
We want to really underscore just how serious this wildfire season is.
It comes as 2 more communities have issued mandatory evacuation orders due to wildfires, Garden Hill and Nissininu Nation, and for the second time this year, the town of Snow Lake. Residents there were told to leave by noon Thursday. 6,600 people on the move. The first military aircraft left Garden Hill Wednesday night as flames blew dangerously close. Several more flights landed in Winnipeg on Thursday.
It's kind of hard, yeah, but I can see it. It's either my house is going to be still standing or, yeah, it's going to be gone.
With 6,000 evacuees from 7 other communities also out of their homes, Wabkanu says capacity at hotels is nearly maxed out.
The reality is that people who evacuate in Manitoba now will be heading to congregate shelters for the most part.
He says the emergency measures will enable them to free up more facilities in Winnipeg, including the RBC Convention Centre, which can hold about 7,000 people.
Over the next 24 hours, I think you can expect staging and sort of the marshalling of resources to support evacuees there.
As of July 8th, more than 1 million hectares across Manitoba had been scorched by wildfires this year alone.
The 20-year average to that date would only be 94,000 hectares. So what we're looking at is somewhere in the neighborhood of nearly 11 times the 20-year average for hectares burned.
Officials say more international help arrived on Wednesday as Manitoba weathers its worst wildfire season in at least 30 years. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Meantime, fire in the eastern part of the province is also still raging. The southern part of Atakaki Provincial Park is closed. A number of people had to be flown out from a fishing lodge yesterday afternoon as the fires raged too close nearby. Andrew Patterson was a part of a charity fundraiser group that was at Aikens Lake Wilderness Lodge. He says strong south winds whipped up the flames and the fire began to spread faster than anticipated. His group had been out fishing and having lunch that morning when things turned quickly.
With the hotter temperatures and the crazy winds, it just acted like a nuclear bomb to the fire, and it spread at a rate that was pretty much inconceivable. I mean, it was basically black. It looked like it was 11 o'clock at night where we were going to. It was certainly one of the eeriest things. As they say, apocalyptic.
Patterson credits the staff for being calm and collected. He says they added sprinklers and fire protection while making sure everyone was safe and got out. Now, the stats are staggering. More than 1 million hectares in Manitoba have been consumed by wildfires. It's the most land burned in the 30 years the province has collected data electronically. Officials say Manitoba is getting more international help with the firefight. A 7-person team arrived from New Zealand last night. Let's bring in weather specialist Riley Lachek. Riley, another scorcher in many parts of the province today, certainly not helping with that fight.
No, and the wind also not helping, Brittany. A southwesterly wind today around the Island Lake area in particular. This has been pushing that fire closer to the community. Bit of good news, though, as we get into the day on Friday, an area of low pressure passes that will bring some calmer winds in behind it and a shift to a more northerly flow, and that will help to kind of push that fire away from Garden Hill and the Island Lake communities there. So that's the bit of good news in that We have seen some severe weather through parts of southern Manitoba throughout the afternoon. Around the Gimli area, some dime-sized hail earlier in the afternoon, and a bit of lightning south of Brandon around Souris and Wawanesa. Do expect some severe weather as we get through the evening. A severe thunderstorm watch for Winnipeg, for the Red River Valley. Air quality statements for a good chunk of the province, and of course an air quality warning in and around Thompson. We'll talk about that and the prospects of rain in the forecast when I come back in a bit.
Lots of people hoping for that.
Yes,
thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
An aging housing co-op in Brandon is getting a funding boost to help with repairs. The province says the $500,000 it's spending on Spruce Woods Housing Co-op is part of a multi-million-dollar plan to help keep people housed. CBC's Chelsea Kemp has the story.
For 3 years, Spruce Woods Housing Co-op has been lobbying all levels of government to help repair the nearly 40-year-old community. The province announced Thursday it's providing $500,000 in new funding. Manager Eva Cameron says the money will help keep rent affordable as the co-op struggles to manage rising costs like property taxes.
For us, it's harder. For instance, several of our members are paying between $300 and $400 a month for their rent. That's 30% of their income.
Most tenants at the 81-unit co-op are on fixed incomes. Cameron says even though costs keep going up, rent can't. She says the new funding will help make sure tenants aren't priced out. Community members say that's helping them breathe easier.
If we didn't have that, I don't even know mentally where I'd be. It's definitely stressful. Yeah, so definitely a lot of weight off the shoulders.
Lately, quite a bit because of my situation. I'm no longer able to work and my income is very limited, fixed, I guess, so without subsidized housing, it's tough.
Cameron says the co-op needs about $2.5 million in repairs and maintenance. Since the province announced it will help cover some of the costs, requests have already started rolling in.
You know, is my window going to get fixed, right? Are we going to be able to solve the problem with the water leaking into my kitchen, you know? And so there's a lot of work to do here.
Spruce Woods plans to start repairs as soon as possible. It's also looking to convert the office into extra housing to help lower the 2 or 3 year long wait list of people looking to get into housing. Cameron says she'll keep lobbying and fundraising to help cover the remaining $2 million in costs. Chelsea Kemp, CBC News, Brandon.
A teen killer spoke to the families of his victims for the first time today. He's one of 2 teenagers who've pleaded guilty in what court has heard was a sadistic killing spree 3 years ago. The now 18-year-old randomly killed 3 people in 2022. He says he's, quote, truly ashamed and committed to change. He can't be named because he was a youth at the time. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder and 1 count of manslaughter. Crown and defense are arguing about whether he should be sentenced as an adult. Court heard he was previously diagnosed with ADHD and fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. In a prepared statement, the man says he doesn't ask for forgiveness, but for a chance to prove he's no longer the same person. The City of Winnipeg is removing all of its parking meters by the end of August. And the Downtown Winnipeg Biz is trying to smooth the transition. If you're parking in the core and have trouble paying with the app over the next few days, you may just get help from an angel. The CBC's Matt Humphrey explains.
I'm from out of town, but it's okay to park here, right?
If you've been recently frustrated with parking in downtown Winnipeg, Kevin Kakagamic can relate.
I'm still learning, but I think I'm figuring it out.
Kakagamic is navigating Winnipeg's transition away from parking meters. By the end of the summer, hundreds of coin-fed meters will be removed, replaced with an app.
I prefer the old way, pull out the change, keep it simple, but this has advantages too. Like you can renew it from your phone if you want to stay longer.
Change can be hard, so the Downtown Winnipeg Biz has partnered with the city to try and help out.
They've reached out to the ambassador program to assist with anybody on the street who's having trouble. They call us parking angels.
Around a dozen angels are on the lookout for drivers having trouble parking. They're helping people learn the app and can even offer free 1-hour vouchers.
You have to scratch the year your date, the month.
Got my location here.
Natalie Lukowitz has been using the app for years.
Not everyone has credit cards available. Not everyone feels comfortable storing. The app has its pluses and drawbacks.
Campbell thinks in a few months, everyone will have it figured out.
It's a temporary support just until everybody gets used to using the app or until they figure out how to pay for parking.
But in the meantime, he's more than happy to be an angel for motorists in need. Matt Humphrey, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Well, it's that time of year again. 50 years of Folkfest and 50 years of volunteers making that magic happen. Winnipeg's largest music festival getting underway. We'll take you there right after the break. Wab Canoe says he isn't ignoring the experts by scrapping one of the redesign proposals for a deadly highway intersection. After public outcry, the government confirmed this week it's scrapping the R-cut, a setup forcing drivers to make a U-turn instead of turning left. It was the Transportation Department Brisbane's preferred choice for the Trans-Canada and Highway 5 intersection, where a crash in 2023 killed 17 seniors and injured 8 more. Canoe says other options for the intersection, like a roundabout or widening of the median, would have provided a similar level of safety.
Maybe in another situation, in another infrastructure conversation, we're just going to say you got 2 alternatives. We're just going to go ahead with this one. But in this one, given the passion, given the emotions, given the history of the tragedy there, it makes sense for us to take more time.
Some in the community want an overpass. The Premier says that idea will be considered. Well, volunteers built it and music keeps it alive. The Winnipeg Folk Festival kicks off its 50th edition today at Birds Hill Provincial Park. The CBC's Chuck Tinte is there for us live this evening. And Chuck, this is a milestone year for the Folk Fest, so what are the vibes like there tonight?
Brittany, the sun is out and the tarps are down, and it could also potentially rain tonight, but you know what? People say they are unfazed and they are ready to soak it all in, come rain or shine. This 4-day summer event is 50 years in the making, and while it's changed so much throughout the years, the heart of the festival hasn't. The community, the culture, the hundreds of volunteers who help bring it to life. Here's a look at how far the music festival has come and the people who helped shape it.
50 years, one park, millions of memories.
The sky's been crying.
It started as a one-time gig in 1974 here at Birds Hill Provincial Park. 42 acts, 4 stages, no big plans, just music, tents, and a spirit that stuck. At the front lines, volunteer photographer Bob Tinker.
I went with a friend who was kind of interested in going, and I think I had a broken leg at the time, and I was stumping around having a great time taking pictures, and he was too, and we just decided to keep going.
Since then, he's been capturing the spirit of Folkfest year after year.
It's just a wonderful atmosphere. There's no issues out there.
From the performers on stage to the artisans behind the scenes and volunteers he calls family. For Tinker, it's a yearly appointment he doesn't miss.
Oh, there ain't no gal in Memphis as good as her around. I lost my gal from Memphis, and that's why I feel low down.
Memories he not just holds in his heart, but captures with his camera to never forget.
I love the shot with Bonnie Raitt. She was standing with her band backstage, and she just sort of flipped a high, you know, and just had a great look on her face. So that was back in the days when the musicians, all the performers, and the stage crew volunteers, or all the volunteers would hang out backstage, have their meals together and everything else.
In the beginning, the festival needed less than 50 volunteers. Now it takes more than 2,000 to keep the festival going each year. It's them who make everything happen.
It's magic. It's just pure magic.
Candice Masters started volunteering after her sister dragged her out. 50 festivals later, she's still here.
People don't understand that in those early years of the festival, there was no communication. There was no cell phones. There wasn't even a hardline phone out at the site. Everything was done by a note.
The festival now draws tens of thousands of people every year, and the lineup has expanded beyond folk music.
This is something that has put Winnipeg on the map, the international map. We offer everything, something for everyone, because you'll be amazed at how your tastes open up and how your mind just expands. It's incredible.
Values that you know are really.
Brittany, organizers say that about 2,500 volunteers are here helping to run this event, and they're also expecting a full house tonight. Actually, playing right now, kicking off the festival is Canadian icon Fred Penner. He joins a lineup of Canadian favorites as well as international performers. Brittany.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Well, it looks hot there.
Yes.
Lots of people very used to the hot weather, but also the rain when it comes to Folk Fest weekend. This time, going to be a little bit of both, probably.
Yeah, take the umbrella if you're heading out there for the weekend, because particularly as we get through this evening into Friday, there's the lingering chance that we see tonight, at least, maybe some thunderstorm activity or some showers as we get into the day on Friday. So looking at satellite radar, a few little stray showers moving through the Folk Fest site earlier through the afternoon at Birds Hill, which is sort of just outside the city over here. What I've been watching, though, is this couple of storms that have moved through the afternoon through the Gimli area across Lake Winnipeg. This is what brought some hail and some very heavy rain through the afternoon for parts of the inner lake through the afternoon hours, starting to die off as it pushes over across Lake Winnipeg, but still quite a bit of energy off into northwestern Ontario. And unfortunately, lightning strikes, which is what we don't need in parts of northwestern Ontario in any of our forested areas. And you can see even down into Westman, some of that thunderstorm activity starting to pop up again. That's all because of this cold front that is pushing through that will bring us some showers or some thunderstorm activity as we get through the evening hours here. I've stopped it at about 10 o'clock, and you can see the potential, at least, for some thunderstorm activity as we get through the overnight hours. As this pushes through, you'll notice as we get into the day on Friday, a little bit more cloud cover than we saw today, more of a reality check temperature-wise. And with that, anytime you see some of this cloud cover through the day on Friday, the potential is there for a few scattered showers in the Red River Valley or even some periods of rain back into the western part of the province. So bit of a cooler day than it was today, but we'll maybe see a few showers as we get through the day. We do start to get some clearing as we get through the day on Saturday, mix of sun and clouds, and then another weather maker starts to push its way through northern Manitoba. This looking like it could bring a little bit of rain, at least to parts of northern Manitoba. I mean, not the good soaking that we're looking for, but we'll take what we can get. Earlier in the show, I was talking about the potential for that northwesterly flow to change, our winds changing in northern Manitoba. The trade-off being that will push a little bit more smoke and haze down into southern parts of the province. So I do expect by the time we get into the afternoon tomorrow that we will see some of this smokier and hazier conditions that will persist into Saturday. You're looking at some of the brighter colors, the pinks, the reds here. Those are the air quality health index numbers in that 7, 8, 9, 10 plus range. So keep that in mind as we get into the weekend, that we could run into some air quality issues into southern Manitoba and certainly into parts of the north where that will continue as we get into the next couple of days here at least. So temperatures tomorrow, I mentioned a bit of a reality check, 24 degrees through Winnipeg, Steinbach into Pinawa, 18s and 19s where we see a little bit of rain into parts of the west, 24 degrees in Thompson. In the long range, 26, bit of a rebound for Saturday, chance of some isolated storms, Brittany, and back up to 28 degrees for Sunday.
All right, keeping an eye on that. Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
Well, this was the scene in Thompson last night, people dancing in the rain as a thunderstorm brought some much needed showers. Riley's back with our 7-day forecast next. Plenty of fashionistas believe a luxury handbag is a better investment than the stock market, and they may be right. An Hermes Birkin has just shattered auctions records. This bag just sold for a whopping 7 million euros in Paris. That's more than $11 million Canadian. It's looking a little tired and tatty, perhaps, but what makes this bag so special is its pedigree. It's the original Birkin. Hermes custom made the bag 40 years ago for the late singer and actor Jane Birkin. The company later sold the model in its stores, naming it in her honor. The new owner doesn't need to worry about scuffing it up. It's already been broken in.
All right, continuing to watch some thunderstorms as they develop into parts of western Manitoba. Brandon now into a severe thunderstorm watch as well. The result of some of this energy that's been bubbling up into southwestern Manitoba. The main threats across southern Manitoba tonight being some heavy winds, some heavy rainfall, as well as some hail, which we've seen in parts of the Inner Lake through the afternoon hours already today. All right, Lily and Blossom, they're a bit dirty. They're coming back from the dog park. Thanks to the Drayson family for sending this picture in. You can send your pics to talkback at cbc.ca. So maybe a few stray showers first thing in the morning. Really, the chance of some scattered showers persisting as we get into the evening hours into tomorrow. Then we get some clearing, 26 degrees on the way for Saturday, 28 for Sunday. And then we're looking at a bit of cloud as we start next week once again. Well, she has been an internet sensation since she was born. Her temper and clumsy antics have inspired memes, art, and even songs.
Now the global superstar is celebrating her first birthday. The celebration is our Daily Lift. There she is. Crowds of adoring fans showed up for Moo Dang's birthday. Party was organized. It was organized by her zookeepers in Thailand. The world-famous baby pygmy hippo can be seen here attacking a massive fruit platter that she and her mom shared. 20-kilo birthday feast that it was made out of tropical fruits.
But where's the cake?
I know.
The name Moo Dang in Thai means bouncing pig. Several of her possessions, including a plastic tub, were auctioned off during the festivities. All proceeds expected to go toward a wildlife conservation fund. I just want some cake with some icing on it.
That's a very healthy birthday celebration. A platter of carved fruit.
A little too healthy for me.
I don't mind it. It's very hot there. Maybe some fruit tonight for this hot weather as well. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.